Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home. We'll talk about Huda. We'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home.
It's 8:30 in Nigeria, 9:30 in Cairo, and I think it's 10:30 in Mecca and 11:30 in the Gulf. But you know what time it is? It's time for Viewers Pulse. Of course, it's time for Viewers Pulse. You guys saw that titter on the bottom of your screen. It's another special episode. But before I tell you why, let me give you our contact information, inshallah. Our phone numbers are as usual. You should have it programmed into your mobile phones by now. 00202 38555 248 or 249. That's 00202 38555 248 or 9. And I'm tired of saying it, so I really want you guys to program that into your phones, inshallah. Of course, we have other ways for you to contact me. We have Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the stuff. Let's start with our emails. Our email for this program is pulse@huda.tv. That's pulse@huda.tv. I feel like a doctor, like I'm taking your pulse. Of course, this is Viewers Pulse because we're taking your feedback. So it's PULSE@huda.tv. Don't forget Facebook as well, and you should see that information on the bottom of your screen, 3ws.facebook.com/huda.tv. But remember, all the programs have individual Facebook pages, so please like and share them. That's right, like and share them to support us on social media. Of course, our Huda TV Facebook page on Facebook, of course, has about 50,000 fans, alhamdulillah. We need more, so please like it and share that page and put posts and comments and suggestions for programs, and really let's make it active, inshallah, and share it with your non-Muslim friends as well, because of course it's a great means for dawah. Don't forget Skype, you guys. We set up Skype for you guys to call us for absolutely free, and yes, you can even participate in this program and all programs via webcam. That's Huda_TV. If you're not on Skype, sign up and add us to your contact list, Huda_TV. Huda TV is your family. You're supposed to have our emails, our phone number, and our Skype identification there memorized and saved on all of your social media. Now, like I said, why is this a special episode? Why is this a 1-hour special live edition of Viewers Pulse? Well, because it's part of our continued Mercy to Mankind campaign. That's right, Mercy to Mankind campaign. Huda TV's positive response. Huda TV's positive response to negativity leveled against Islam and Muslims, which has become the trend these days. That's right. Negativity against Islam and Muslims has become the trend these days, but our response at Huda TV and the vast majority of Muslims all around the world has been a positive one. I say be positive. I say be an example. I say spread the true message of Islam. I say respond in a way that these people don't want to see us respond in a civilized way, in a calm way, in a patient way, in an intellectual way, in an academic way, and in a respectful way. In contrast to what happened, if I might say, on June 12, 2012 in Athens, Greece, when 20 Greek people, part of Golden Dawn Greek political movement, broke into the house of 5 Egyptian immigrants. That's right. These Greek people, part of this Golden Dawn political movement, broke into the house of 5 Egyptian immigrants for no other reason other than that they were Muslim Arab immigrants in Athens, Greece on June 12, 2012 and beat them nearly to death. I say let's be acting in contrast to them. I say let's be positive and be an example and be the shining light of Islam all around the world, in Greece, in Europe, in America as well. You guys give me a call while we talk about this Mercy for Mankind campaign. Really, this is, like I said, our positive response to negativity. It's really an opportunity for us to shine and show the world the true message of Islam. In fact, whenever this stuff happens, perhaps you saw the latest filler on the Huda TV screen, whenever the Pope makes negative comments about the Prophet, peace be upon him, whenever people make caricatures and cartoons and all these sort of negativities, films, all this type of slander, it always results in the true message of Islam spreading all around the world and more people accepting Islam. You might have noticed a couple of days ago on this program, Viewers Pulse, that's right, on this program, Viewers Pulse, by the grace of Allah, a woman accepted Islam. Yes, she took the Shahada in our van with Brother Khalid El-Khilani and Faiz Taha, and it was an amazing experience. You guys can check that out on YouTube, and we will continue to play that video, inshallah. That woman accepted Islam after this whole movie thing, so we're certainly happy, and we're expecting many more, inshallah. I would like to read a Facebook comment while I wait for your valuable calls. Donald E. Enriquez. This brother's name is Donald E. Enriquez, and he's very active on our Let's Talk Facebook page. He says, I had posted a comment regarding a negative experience I had regarding attending. You know, as you guys know, I'm culturally, ethnically Greek, and you know, to be honest with you, I experienced a lot of negativity from the Greek community after accepting Islam. But you know what I say? I say if I lost a couple of Greek friends before becoming Muslim, I gained a lot more friends from all around the world. So it doesn't matter to me, you guys. If you guys don't want to accept me, that's fine. I'm so happy and pleased that Allah has graced me with the blessing of being Muslim. So I had posted that on my Facebook page. So this was the response from this brother, Daniel E. Enriquez. He said, brother, financial problems in Greece always allow these fringe groups to spread their ideology of hate. It's not surprising these right-wing groups blame their problems on foreigners. May Allah grant them protectors. Of course, before I show you a quick video, let me just re-emphasize that. Like I said, when I became Muslim, and I'm speaking to Muslim reverts all around the world, and I want Muslims that were born Muslims to really realize this. When I became Muslim, as an ethnic Greek American, my community really shunned me and really turned their back on me. But guess what? If I lost a couple of Greek friends for becoming Muslim, I gained friends from all around the world, from Nigeria, from Pakistan, from the Middle East. So that's fine with me, you guys. I want to start this episode with a beautiful clip of our Egyptian friend of ours, Sheikh Abdul Halim Ayoub. He's reciting chapter 48 of the Quran, verse 29. So if you guys want to get your mushaf out to read this verse in English as well, so you can understand the meaning because it's not subtitled. It's chapter 48, verse 29 of the Quran. We really thought it was a great verse for this timing. Okay, so it's our good friend, our Egyptian friend, Sheikh Abdul Halim Ayoub. And you guys just check this clip out and stay tuned to Viewers Pulse.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Muhammadur Rasulullah والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم تراهم ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا سيماهم في وجوههم من أثر السجود ذلك مثلهم في التوراة ومثلهم في الإنجيل كزرع أخرج شطأه فآزره فاستغلظ فاستوى على سوقه يعجب الزراع ليغيظ بهم الكفار وعد الله الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات منهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما.
I hope you guys enjoyed that clip of our Upper Egyptian friend, Sheikh Abdul Halim Ayoub. Those Upper Egyptians are really great at reciting Quran. It's very beautiful. In fact, when we recorded that with the Sheikh there, he recited it in two different ways. And the first way was very beautiful, but it was a bit long, so we took the shorter of the two recitations. But of course, we want to thank that young man, that brother, that Sheikh Abdul Halim Ayoub. He was a young man, and mashallah, he had a great and beautiful voice. Why did we pick that verse? Of course, it's chapter 48, verse 29. I don't want to read the whole translation here in English, the translation of the meaning that is. So please, you guys just mark that down or read it now if you can, verse 48 or 29. We thought it was a nice response to show at this time regarding this whole filthy film being produced in the United States and these cartoons in France and things like that, because it shows, as Sheikh Awesome, we learned from Sheikh Awesome on the last episode of Viewers Pulse, forgiveness as a form of, not from a position of weakness, from a position of strength because it's pleasing to Allah. This is the type of forgiveness that we're talking about, and that's why we picked that verse. So we certainly hope that you can enjoy that that verse, that beautiful recitation of the Quran. You guys give me a call at 00202-3855-248 or 9, because really this program is all about you, and we launched this Mercy for Mankind campaign in order to take your feedback, in order to share, so you can share your opinions. Use this program as a platform, as a medium of expression with the world, really, Muslims and non-Muslims, because of course we do have non-Muslim viewers as well. We broadcast all around the world, alhamdulillah. So this is a way to show your response. This is a way to show your opinions and your thoughts and your feelings about the recent hysteria regarding all this stuff regarding our Islam, our beautiful religion, and our wonderful Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. In the next segment, I have a nice filler for you guys as well. I had the opportunity to interview the Secretary General of the Muslim World League. The Secretary General of the Muslim World League. He's actually a Pakistani senator as well. Raja Muhammad Zafar al-Haq. We'll save that clip for you in the next segment. I just wanted to give you a little insight about that, a little heads up, because it was a really interesting experience getting to meet him as well, and he had some interesting words regarding two topics: dawah in relief, and helping Muslims in general, and specifically with this whole film. Why bring up dawah in relief now? Because I really feel, brothers and sisters, that now is a time where perhaps many of us weren't practicing, or we were taking our Islam for granted, but now we see that we are truly one ummah, and that we should help each other, and we shouldn't put these silly barriers between each other. Sometimes we let our languages, our ethnic backgrounds, our cultural identity block us, or even our understanding of the deen. But people and the enemies of Islam and people that hate Islam are cooperating with each other in order to harm us. They are cooperating with each other in order to destroy our deen and to hurt Muslim people. So I think it's high time that Muslims unite and put all these silly differences aside and cooperate with each other and support each other in righteousness and goodness in order to serve Islam and Muslims from all around the world, regardless of their color, their race, the language they speak, their cultural background, and whatever faults that we may have, because we're just human beings. That's something that I realized, throughout this whole thing, and I want to share that with you from the bottom of my heart. And I want you guys to call in and share with me and the viewers what you have learned through this whole ordeal. What have you learned through this thing, with this Innocence of Muslims movie being made, as well as characters in France as well. Comment from the Pope as well. We do have a phone call. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program, Viewers Pulse. Abdul Azam from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Go ahead.
Yep. Assalamu alaikum.
Hey, alaikum salam, brother. You're the first caller. Thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, I just want to express my gratitude. And I've been enjoying the program from Nigeria.
Go ahead, brother. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Pardon?
Go ahead, brother. I can hear you. Go ahead. I think the connection's a little bit difficult. I'm sorry, brother. Brother, go ahead. I'm sorry, I can't quite hear you, but go ahead. Go ahead. Please share your thoughts and your feedback concerning this whole issue.
Okay, I just enjoyed the program that you are really propagating Islam.
Brother, I'm sorry, Brother Abdul-Azam, I can't quite hear you. Brother, I'm sorry. Perhaps you can call back from a stronger line. I think there's a lot of talk back. I can't quite hear you, brother. I certainly apologize. Brother Abdul-Azim from Nigeria, thank you for your call, brother, but perhaps you can call back from a stronger line. And perhaps some of the brothers from Nigeria or sisters can call us and let us know what is the status right now of the Huda TV signal in Nigeria, because I do believe that we were experiencing some difficulties according to some of our viewers who gave us their feedback via Facebook and email about the signal in Nigeria. So please give us a call. Check the website as well, www.huda.tv, for the frequency as well, because we did adjust the coordinates, the FEC coordinates, I believe. We slightly adjusted them in order to give you guys a better signal, and we have launched throughout the continent of Africa as well recently, so we're very pleased about that. But we want to make sure that everybody at home is getting our signal, so please log on to the website to take those proper coordinates, inshallah. And while we're talking about this, please, you guys, give me a call. Let me remind you with the phone numbers, the Skype as well, Huda_TV, that's Huda_TV, or 00202 38555 248 or 249. That's 00202 38555 248 or 249. You guys, we have another video. I was going to save it for the next segment, but why don't we check it out now? It's a Pakistani senator, Raja M. Zafar al-Haq. He's also the Secretary General of the Muslim World League. He had an interesting comment regarding dawah and relief. I had the pleasure of attending the 2012 International Islamic Conference for Dawah and Relief. It's a twofold organization focusing on, yes, dawah and relief in places like Palestine, Burma, Bosnia, Kosovo, Albania, all around the world. The 2012 International Islamic Conference for Dawah and Relief, and this is what the Secretary General of the World Muslim League had to say. Check it out.
Actually, it started late in the 80s. At that time, I was luckily the ambassador of Pakistan to Cairo. And during that period, it was initiated that there should be an international council for dawah and relief, and it should be an umbrella organization for the entire Muslim world. So at that time I agreed with it. I wrote to my government and they said that they would also send representatives. And later on, this is the 23rd founding meeting which is held annually, either in Cairo or somewhere else, wherever the council decides.
Well, I certainly hope you enjoyed that report. It was really a pleasure meeting the Secretary General of the World Muslim League. It was very important. I appreciate what he had to say. I think this is a time that we also realize we should cooperate with each other and support each other, especially, like I said, when non-Muslim people that have hatred and enemies to our religion and our way of life, and Muslim people around the world, they are cooperating against us in order to hurt us. They are cooperating against us in order to harm our religion, to destroy our religion, and to hurt Muslim people. So why can't we cooperate with each other? It's time we cooperate with each other and leave our differences aside, leave our cultural backgrounds aside, the languages that we speak, the countries that we come from, the colors of our skin. All these things are minor issues and should be left aside in order to cooperate with each other and support each other in goodness and righteousness. And this is the proper way. And I think this is a wake-up call for myself and all Muslims. Perhaps this was a blessing in disguise that people decided to make this terrible film and make these cartoons because it should wake up myself and all Muslims all around the world. Let's cooperate with each other. The 2012 International Convention for Dawah and Relief Conference, that is, they focused on, may Allah reward them and grant them success and help. They give food and relief and Dawah materials to places like Palestine, Somalia, Bosnia, Albania, Kosovo, Burma, Syria. May Allah help all of them. So we thought this was a nice time to share this interview as well. Going back to what I had said also about this film being produced in the United States, insulting Islam and Muslims, last week's khutbah, perhaps you guys caught it from Mecca, Dr. Salah al-Talib said the same thing. He said in the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, he said there was filthy poetry. I thought this was a great khutbah, by the way. If you guys can get online, I think on haramain.com and read this. It's translated into English, I believe. He said this from the khutbah in Mecca last Friday. Okay, Dr. Salah Talib said at the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, there was really filthy poetry written against him, but because it wasn't circulated among Muslims, it was virtually harmless. Let me say that again. In the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, there was filthy poetry written and recited against him, slandering him, lying against him, saying bad things against him. But because it wasn't circulated in Muslim circles, it was virtually harmless. In that same khutbah, the Dr. Salah the Sheikh says, a wise man, he told a story of a wise man who was told by another man that somebody was cursing him. And the wise man replied to him by saying, his words didn't hurt me until you informed me. Let me say that again. A wise man was informed by another man that a third man was cursing him and insulting him. So the wise man responded to him by saying, his words didn't hurt me until you informed me. In other words, perhaps we are the ones who made the mistake of giving this man in this film all of this this publicity. Perhaps that was our problem. While I'm waiting for your phone call, I want to read some emails. I had an email from a Greek Muslim brother, mashallah, a Greek Muslim brother named Abbas Valihadis from Macedonia, Greece. A Greek Muslim brother, Abbas Valihadis from Macedonia, Greece, wrote me this email, rather this Facebook comment. He said, I can't understand why Muslims are giving this so much attention, meaning this film. He says, I can't understand why Muslims are giving this so much attention. If it was ignored, it would have been virtually unknown. Brother Abbas, Greek Muslim from Macedonia, Greece, brother, that's a great point. I can't understand why Muslims are giving this so much attention. If it was ignored, it would have been virtually unknown. Brother, that's a great point. Perhaps we were the ones who made the mistake of circulating it. Perhaps Allah knows best. I have another email here from Mr. Jones from the UK. It appears Mr. Jones is a non-Muslim, so that's very interesting, and thank you for writing in, and thank you for following Huda TV and Viewers Pulse. Mr. Jones, he says, Mr. Nakula Basili Nakula, aka Sam Basili, an Egyptian-born Christian living in California, made the most negative movie possible, insulting Islam and the Prophet Muhammad. He denies the allegations, and Mr. Nakula is now in hiding. As a non-Muslim, I believe this video was incorrect, and I feel this film was wrong, and this led to the unfortunate death of an American ambassador based in Libya. I think that we should be more diverse and respect each other's beliefs. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. That's a lovely email. We certainly appreciate our emails from everyone. And also, it's always nice to get emails from non-Muslims, especially a fair-minded, balanced, and intellectual, honest person like Mr. Jones from the UK. I always appreciate positive feedback and participation from everyone, regardless of where they're from, what religion they have, as long as it's respectable, balanced, fair, and that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking to spew this hatred. We see this hatred coming at us, and we don't want to contribute in that. We want to be positive and have a fair and balanced approach. We have another interesting email here from Salim Garwish from Algeria. Salim says, Assalamu alaikum to everyone at Huda TV. I always watch your channel, and I like it so much. I ask Allah to give you more knowledge and to help people in their deen, inshaAllah. Thank you, Brother Salim. Of course, this is the point of Huda TV. We're trying to benefit Muslims everywhere. We certainly hope we're doing a good job. We're working hard to create more programs for you guys, to benefit you guys all around the world. We certainly hope so, inshaAllah. We have another email from a frequent contributor. His name is Garaf Garbi from Tehran, Iran. He says, Assalamu alaikum, dear Brother Malik. Thank you for answering my emails. I would like to remind you, however, that the people of Ahl Sunnah in Iran are suffering to the point that we have to lock our doors in order to perform our prayers. We even have to hide our aqeedah from our children. For example, he goes on, this Eid al-Fitr, I and 4 other people established the Eid prayer in our home after locking the doors in our house. Don't forget, brothers, to pray for the Sunni people of Iran, Syria, Arakan, and in other places. May Allah reward everyone at Huda TV. Brother, that's a very powerful email. We certainly will keep you in our thoughts and prayers, of course. Thank you for taking time to write me and continue to write me, because I appreciate your emails, and I like how it can, perhaps inshallah, it will raise awareness of the situation of the Sunni people in the countries that you mentioned, inshallah. While I'm waiting for your call, of course, I would like to read some Facebook comments as well. We have one brother here, I believe he's a Nigerian brother, he's a regular contributor to our programs, mashallah, and our Facebook as well. He's very active on all the sites, inshallah. His name is Turku Bello Ahmed. He says, may Allah show us good health and show us tomorrow. Ameen. Brother Malik, I'm trying to Skype you now, inshallah, but I would just like to tell everyone at Huda TV, Jazakallahu khairan for all of your programs. I love you all for the sake of Allah. And brother, thank you so much. And may Allah grant you, increase your reward as well. Huda TV is just working to serve you guys. We're doing our best to bring you the best in Islamic programming in the English language. Give me a call live, you guys. We're going to go to a short break. In the meantime, I'm waiting for your phone call. Assalamu alaikum.
Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to a new edition of Ask Huda.
I have 2 questions.
Please go ahead. You can read it in Arabic, and you can also understand the meaning in your own language. The different tafsir and the interpretation of the meanings of the Quran are available in almost every language that exists on earth by the grace of Allah. The water of Zamzam is for whatever intention you drink it with. Salih from Egypt, his father has the way, and he asked about how can he help him. Very good question.
Can we give a zakat to any of the dawah centers?
The ibadah, or the act of worship, is a part of the unity of worship. It has to be paid to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in accordance with the guidance of his Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa
This is a sad reminder of the past history of the Muslims in the city. Nowadays, there are no Muslims anymore. These are the mosques that have remained. And it is really sad. Wait a second, this is Morocco. No, this is Tunisia, Algeria, North Africa, Egypt. No, this is all Europe, and this is all part of Spain. Islam spread first in Africa, and then from Africa, it came over to Europe, and then it did developing work in Europe. Now, we look the other way around nowadays. The compass was invented by the Muslims. Many important inventions came from the time of the Muslims on the Iberian Peninsula. Instead of people becoming less in battles, as we normally know, we know in battles obviously people die, but no, what was happening? The Spaniards recognized and realized the superiority of the Muslims and the treatment that the Muslims gave to the Christians and the Jews in Spain at that time, that they happily accepted Islam, many of them. And not over the fountain, as we've seen it before in other places in Greece. Now, it has some Arabic on top, as well as it has some Arabic down, where the tap used to be, or where the water was coming from.
Pack your bags, grab your passports, and join Dr. Steph Karis as he takes us through Europe and rediscovers Europe's forgotten heritage, only on Hoda TV.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to Viewers Pulse. You guys, I certainly hope you enjoyed that little commercial from my good friend Dr. Steph Karis. We're hoping to bring him back to Hoda TV to do another program for us like Europe's Forgotten Heritage. It's an amazing program. If you're not following that, please do. And also get on Amazon.com and purchase his book, Europe's Forgotten Heritage, as well. It really is a wonderful program. It really highlights the beautiful things that Islamic civilization has contributed to humanity. Let me say that again. It highlights the beautiful things the Islamic civilization has contributed to humanity, which seems to have gone unnoticed in these times when people have made a job. People are making a living literally. People are profiting financially, literally, from insulting Islam and Muslims, especially in America, when some of these so-called Islamic speakers, experts rather, they're publishing their taxes online, and they make over $100,000 a year and live in plush suburban American neighborhoods and giving lectures to the FBI and writing books as Islamic experts, when we come to find they have an education and a degree in something totally not related. So this has become a business, and profiting and insulting Islam and Muslims has become a business, unfortunately, these days. You guys, while I'm waiting for your phone call, I just want to read another email here, a Facebook comment from Sister Saeeda Qadri. She says, yes, I watched your last episode, brother. May Allah reward you. I wish we had more Islamic English channels like Hoda TV to educate Muslims as well as non-Muslims alike. I know now we have Hoda TV and Peace TV. Of course, inshallah, we hope to have many, many more channels like this. And of course, Hoda TV is looking to expand soon. As you know, we are now launched on Arabsat, which covers the whole entire continent of Africa. And inshallah, we will be back in Europe and the UK soon by the grace of Allah. And of course, in the future, inshallah, we're looking to go to North America and all around the world as well. Of course, if you live in a country where we're not on your satellite, please just get online. And mashallah, we have the online streaming, of course, at www.hoda.tv. That's www.hoda.tv, and you can just watch the live streaming on that website. I have another Facebook comment from a sister named Sarah Farlow. She says, regarding this movie thing, she says, it's so sad to know that these evil people who made this video, who made this film, made so much money based on the reactions of Muslims. Now, I'm not sure how they benefited financially from this, but certainly they succeeded in giving negative publicity to Muslims. However, I have to mention before we go to our next video that 1.5 billion Muslims reacted calmly. A small people made violent protests, perhaps, and this was videotaped and played on Western media. And whenever we have a mass protest, if there's a small group of people within those protests that create violence, who knows who they are and what their agenda is, you guys. So I don't want to go right ahead and condemn the Muslim reaction, because perhaps we don't know the full story in that regard. You guys, we have another video. It's the Secretary General of the Muslim World League, which you saw earlier. I asked him to comment a little bit about his opinion about this film and these cartoons and these constant attacks against Islam and Muslims. So I want you to check out the video and stay tuned.
We are basically working for interfaith relationship, and we do not want that religion should be made a tool for the persecution and oppression of people. We feel that every religion teaches tolerance, every religion teaches respecting the feelings of the other people, and no Muslim can be called a Muslim unless he believes in the prophethood of Moses, in the prophethood of Jesus Christ, and other prophets, besides, of course, the last of the prophets, Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Of course, that was Islamabad-based Pakistani Senator Raja M. Zarful Haq, also the Secretary General of the World Muslim League, speaking, giving his thoughts about the Muslim response and the Muslim perspective regarding this film being produced in the United States, as well as cartoons being made in France. And before that, negative comments from the Pope Benedict when he assumed the throne, I guess, as well as Danish cartoons and the whole world. You know, this whole thing as a package. If we take it as a package, I think those comments were very insightful and were positive and really highlighted the fact that we're looking to build bridges and establish interfaith dialogue and mutual respect and understanding between religions, and not to promote this kind of hatred because it doesn't benefit anybody and is very negative. Like I said, this program, Viewers Pulse, this whole last 2 weeks, Mercy to Mankind on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. This Mercy to Mankind is an official campaign. Mercy to Mankind is an official campaign launched by Huda TV, which I say it and I say it over and over again, is a positive response to negativity leveled against Islam and Muslims. Don't forget to go online to our website as well, defendourprophet.com, www.defendourprophet.com, www.defendourprophet.com. Write that down, you guys, 3w.defendourprophet.com, because we're taking this as a positive, as an opportunity to really introduce Muslims, Islam rather, to a targeted audience that perhaps was out of our reach before. Perhaps, like I said, this was a blessing in disguise, and this has opened up a whole new viewership for us, a whole new target base to give our dawah to give our message to share Islam with. Perhaps this has opened up a new range of people, a new viewership, and perhaps this is a blessing behind it. Of course, every time something like this happens, the end result is more and more people, if not accepting Islam, at least having a better understanding of it and encouraging positivity and not looking to hurt and harm Islam. And not believing in the misconceptions and rumors that are circulated online and within the Western world in particular. Like I said to you guys, I say be positive. I say be an example. If I say spread the true message of Islam, I say respond in a civilized way, a calm way, a patient way, an intellectual and respectful way, especially for those Muslims who have in contact with non-Muslims, whether you live in a Muslim country and you work with non-Muslims or have some sort of interaction with them, or especially if you live in Europe and America or the Western world, where people are looking at you as an example. Perhaps you're the only Muslim in your work or in your neighborhood. It's a wonderful opportunity to be that shining light to really show Islam to people in the West, and perhaps someone could come to Islam from your work. You never know. So please, you guys, give me a call, 0020238555248 or 9. This is your show. I want to hear your feedback, you guys. A little earlier, we talked about, while I'm waiting for your calls, we talked about the International Islamic Convention for Dawah and Relief, the International Islamic Convention for Dawah and Relief. I had the opportunity to cover that, and I was really pleased. It was a convention of many, many Muslim countries all around the world getting together annually here in Cairo and pulling their money together and resources and identifying target countries and groups and people that need assistance in two courses, in two methods, Dawah and Relief. They've helped the people of Palestine, Bosnia, Albania, Kosovo, most recently Syria and Burma. So definitely get online as well and look up the International Islamic Convention for Dawah and Relief to see if you can help and support them by any means possible. Of course, it's an opportunity to reflect on the fact that we should be helping each other, regardless of our ethnic background and other barriers that we put between each other. Keep in mind, my dear brothers and sisters, that people are cooperating with each other in order to produce films insulting Islam and Muslims. People are cooperating with each other in order to produce and publish cartoons insulting Islam and Muslims. People are cooperating with each other in order to hurt Islam and Muslims by any way they can. So why don't we cooperate with each other and put our differences aside and support the people of Syria, Palestine, Kashmir, Burma, Somalia, Bosnia, Muslims from minorities in various countries from all around the world. Let us cooperate with each other in goodness and righteousness and take this as an opportunity to do so. We have an opportunity to show Islam to non-Muslims from all around the world. Of course, we've already gotten some positive feedback on this show from Mr. Jones from the UK. I was very honored and very thankful to have his email when he said that he agrees that this video was incorrect and that it was wrong and that we should be more diverse and respect each other's beliefs. Perhaps after this event, Mr. Jones, people will respect each other's beliefs and will become more understanding of each other. I believe we do have a phone call now, inshallah. He's a Brother Ahmed from Egypt. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ahmed.
Alaikum assalam.
Thank you so much for calling us, Brother Ahmed. I certainly appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Brother Ahmed, I wanted to take some time of your time and ask you, what was your thoughts regarding this film produced in the United States, in the sense of Muslims that really slandered Islam and Muslims?
Actually, this is what I see in calling people for Islam and the West world. I see a problem in calling people for Islam itself. The problem is in the people who calls. So, for example, if we take example like Umar al-Khattab, our greatest prophet Muhammad, when they called for Islam, they called in peace, they called in good ways with the people. And how Islam would be in great benefit and added value to the human being and humanity. But now, as I see, and many people who calls for Islam, even in the West or in the East, they call somehow in violence sometimes and threatening in peace, not with the beauty and essence and the spirit of Islam.
Yeah,
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, but yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Brother, let me ask you this. Do you believe that this concept of freedom of speech should have some limitations in order to protect the religious sensitivity of people?
Excuse me, I did not hear you well.
Do you think, brother, that this film was produced under the banner of freedom of speech? Do you think...
You're talking about the movie, right?
Yeah. Do you think freedom of speech should have some limitations in order to not incite this kind of violence? Isn't it irresponsible to make this type of movie?
In terms of response, I remember very well when Kuffar tried to make Prophet Muhammad looks bad with their poetry. Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab wanted to kill them because, you know, he was very jealous for Islam and Prophet Muhammad. But Prophet Muhammad told them, if they attacked us by poetry, you should respond with poetry as well. So what I suggest, if the West, or someone in the West, because not all the West, because I believe that lots of people regret what's being happened over this movie, I see and believe that we respond with a movie, with the media, that shows the greatness of Prophet Muhammad and how his existence turned humanity and mankind.
Brother, that's a great point. I love that example that you bring. That's a wonderful example. We should respond in the same way, brother. That was wonderful.
With the same mean. Poetry, media, art.
Yeah, of course. That's a wonderful point.
Nothing but the violence. No, I'm always against violence because it never gets results. It gets more violent.
Yeah, brother. I certainly couldn't agree with you more. But brother, were you a little bit surprised that the United States government allowed this film to get out?
According to what I saw over the TV, that the government did not allow it, and the government already captured the movie.
Yeah, subhanallah. But that's very interesting. I feel like there was a coordinated attack to really degrade Islam, because we've had this movie now, we've had cartoons. I mean, what do you think of all this stuff? We've had the Pope made so many negative remarks about Islam and Muslims. Why?
Well, I believe in something. Religious, even if it is Islam, Christianity, or even being Jew. These three holy religions are untouchable. I'm Muslim, but I do respect Christianity, and I do respect Christians and their traditions and implementing the religious, as well as the Jew, the real Jew, not the Israeli, because there is massive difference, you know. So I believe that all the three holy religions are untouchable. No one can make any sarcasm of one of these three holy religions. This is really it's the least I can say. It's silly. No one is with clear mindset or thinking could get in touch or being sarcastic of any religion. You can criticize, fine, no problem, but criticize with respect, with reason.
Sure, of course.
With sarcasm. No, I see this in my opinion This is not polite, actually.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I believe this was done in purpose to incite violence and to create hatred between religious groups. Do you agree?
Of course, but actually, unfortunately, people in the Arab world, they get very, very, very violent over such action. When they produce movies or bad pictures about Prophet Muhammad, people go to the streets, they shout, they break, they wanted to kill this person, etc. Hey, come on, people, calm down. This is not the right way to express what Islam is.
Yeah,
Islam is the greatest thing on earth. It turned my life. If I speak about myself and I know my life, as I know my blood, I was not there when I was just a Muslim with a name. But when I started to get close to God and understand a bit of Islam, my life completely changed to the better.
Yeah, of
So
course.
Islam is more than, it's the greatest thing happened to humanity. And it should be expressed with same level of greatness.
Brother, that's an excellent point. And I always tell people as well, I say, when they insult the Prophet, peace be upon him, he's so far above this. It's so silly. He's so far above it. It's so silly. Brother, one final question for you. Do you think more people will accept Islam as a result of this? I mean, in other words, do you think this is a positive opportunity that will give Islam some publicity and more people will learn about Islam and become Muslim?
If they get the correct message about Islam and they understood Islam correctly, of course they will. And this is the mission for people. It's heavy. It's not a real mission. It's really, really heavy duty and mission for people who calls non-Muslims for Islam.
Yeah, of course. This is our work. Brother Ahmed, I certainly appreciate your call. Thank you for your time. Please give us a call more often. I really enjoyed your conversation. You made some excellent points for me and for the viewers to learn from, inshallah. Thank you so much, brother. And just really highlighting what Brother Ahmed said from Egypt. Like I said, in last week's khutbah, Dr. Salah Al-Talib said something that was amazing. We heard Brother Ahmed now on the phone say, when the people made poetry against the Prophet, peace be upon him, when Omar ibn Khattab wanted to kill him, he said, just make some poetry against him. Or as the Sheikh said here, and the Khatib in Mecca said, this filthy poetry didn't harm Muslims because it simply went unheard. It wasn't circulated in Muslim circles. So you took away their objective. You took the wind from underneath their sail, so to speak. Also, the story that the Sheikh shared of a wise man who was told by another man who he was cursing him. The wise man replied to him by saying, his word did not hurt me because they hadn't reached me until you informed me. So I think that's a great point. And really echoing what the Greek brother said here, the Greek Muslim brother from Macedonia, where was it? He was Abbas. Brother Abbas, yeah. Brother Abbas said, why are we giving this so much publicity? Why don't we just ignore it? That's a great, it would have felt on deaf ears, of course. So that's an excellent point. We have to keep that in our consideration as well, perhaps next time around, because there will be a next time. Without doubt, there will be a next time. We have to gauge our reaction. However, I must say this. These films or movies or cartoons come out, then there's a small protest somewhere, although perhaps the 1.5 billion Muslims reacted in a calm and peaceful manner, the media will take any riot, any act of violence anywhere in the world and broadcast this all around the world and say this is the results of, these are Muslims, these are violent people. So how can we win with this scenario? Perhaps there was small protests that turned violent in various countries around the world. We're talking about over 25% of the world's population. Almost a third of the world's population are Muslim. So are we going to condemn all of them as is usually done by the American media and the Western media because of because of a small amount of people? Why don't we blame the people who incited this violence? Why don't we blame the irresponsible governments who allowed these videos to get out? Instead of protecting the so-called freedom of speech, why don't we protect the world from their violence and their hatred by limiting what they can say? Why would the Prime Minister and President of France why is the Prime Minister and President of France willing to close down 20 embassies throughout the Muslim world in order to protect the freedom of speech of one man so he can draw filthy cartoons? Why? Why would you do such a thing? Why? Why would you close down 20 embassies around the Muslim world in order to let one man write filthy cartoons? Why would the United States government allow this man to produce this film? And of course, the media now reports that the American intelligence had knowledge that this film was being produced and they did not stop it. Why would they do that? Why, when they spent billions of dollars trying to produce a better image for themselves in the Muslim and Arab world, now it's gone down the toilet drain? Why would they do that? There has to be some sort of coordinated effort here. Why would they let, now perhaps, you know, as the brother Ahmed said on the phone, they have arrested this individual who created this film. Of course, from what I understood, he was on federal parole for the manufacture of crystal methamphetamine as well as bank fraud. He was stealing the Social Security checks from bank accounts of senior citizens in the United States, and he was on parole for that. So they had picked him up on investigation that he violated his parole and questioned him. He's not in jail. He's not behind bars. Actually, him and his family are being protected by the LA County Sheriff's Office, from what I understand, and the United States government in protective custody. So how does this look? How does this look? SubhanAllah. Looks like we're aiding and abetting terrorism. We have a phone call. Assalamu alaikum, brother. We have Yasser from Ghana, but it looks like the phone cut, brother. I'm so sorry I kept you on hold too long. Brother, give us a call back. Going back to what I was saying before, why would they do this? Why would you allow this man to produce this film? Then you put him in protective custody. How does that look to the world? Who is aiding and abetting terrorism? Who is inciting the violence? SubhanAllah, perhaps we should do some self-reflection and introspection before we insult various people all around the world. Why is it that Muslims are always accused of being extremists and forcing people to take their beliefs as their own? Why are we always accused of being extremists and forcing people to take our beliefs as their own and forcing them to become Muslims, when in fact this concept of freedom of speech without limitation when it comes to our sensitivities in our religion is open game for us? And although we don't agree with this, this is their values, so they force it on us. We never agree to this freedom of speech without limitation, but because the American government and the Western world believes this, they force it down our throats. So who are the extremists here? Why is it when Muslims travel to non-Muslim countries, they're treated so badly, and they're hurt, and they're beat, and they're abused, and they're discriminated against openly? But when non-Muslims come to our Muslim countries, like in Egypt, in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, in Emirates, in all these countries, they work and they have high wages, and they demand a higher salary, and they enjoy a life of luxury. How many Greeks live in Egypt now when their country is going bankrupt, but they live in this country in perfect peace and security, building churches and centers and schools and with a high salary, and enjoy a better quality of life than they would have in their own country? But on top of that, they still have the nerve to insult Islam and Muslims. Why does it always feel that Muslims are always accepting and kind to people from other religions, but then again we don't receive this treatment back? Allahu alam, Allah knows best. I don't know the answers. I'm waiting for you guys to call in and tell me. You guys don't miss Viewers Pulse the day after tomorrow. It's the last 1 hour special live edition of Viewers Pulse for our Mercy for Mankind campaign. And don't forget to tune in to Mercy for Mankind with Brother Osama, Brother Rafi, Dr. Muhammad Salah, and many, many more, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. So that's it, you guys. Until next time, I'll leave you in the care of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We'll talk about Huda, we'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home. We'll talk about Huda, we'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home.
Observer of fasts, he indulged in no magnificence of apparel, the ostentation of a petty mind. Neither was his simplicity in dress affected, but a result of real disregard for distinction from so trivial a source. In his private dealings he was just. He treated friends and strangers, the rich and poor, the powerful and weak, with equity, and was beloved by the common people for the affability with which he received them and listened to their complaints. His military triumphs awakened no pride nor vainglory, as they would have done had they been effected for selfish purposes. In the time of his greatest power, he maintained the same simplicity of manners and appearance as in the days of his adversity. So far from affecting a regal state, he was displeased if, on entering a room, any unusual testimonials of respect were shown to him. If he aimed at a universal dominion, it was the dominion of faith. As to the temporal rule which grew up in his hands, as he used it without ostentation, so he took no step to perpetuate it in his family.
Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.